I'm just kidding. What's going on? If you guys don't know me, my name is Liam Waldron. I am a fitness entrepreneur. I'm also in sales management. I have a YouTube channel, obviously, and I also do jujitsu and I lift weights. So I'm saying all of that not to boast, but simply because this video is not for people who have all day long to lift. That would theoretically be easy. Then it'd be your job at that point to get jacked. This is for the people who are really busy. They barely even have time to go hang out with friends, let alone lift weights and get jacked. But I've been in the gym for almost 4 years now. And before I was always really skinny. And so only since I've been able to fit it in my busy schedule has it actually become a long-term thing. And obviously long-term is where all the gains are. So I'm going to teach you how I made it possible to work out while juggling business, sports, jujitsu, lifting weights, and pretty much only having less than an hour to work out. So I've got 4 ways that have helped me. Number 1, are you using your morning effectively? I often talk to people and they say, oh, I go into work at 9. And so I get up and I love when I can sleep in. I just get up at 8:30, roll right out of bed and then go into the office. If that's you and you're trying to also fit in working out, I don't think that's possible. Now, why do you need to work out in the morning? The biggest thing is that there's no changing variables in the morning. So when you're in the morning, before everyone even is awake, every time that time slot in your day is going to be available. But especially if you're a busy person, lunch, some people like to work out on their lunch break. That is not available every single day. Stuff changes at lunchtime. Dinner time, oh my gosh, bro. That's where all those social events are coming in. If you think that you can work out any other time than the morning and do it really, really long term while having everything else on your plate, you're really just wrong. So let's say, okay, you start working out in the morning, but then what? Oh, I'm waking up in the morning, but if I need to work out for the regular amount of time, how is that going to fit in? I'd have to wake up at 3 a.m. Well, number 2 is going to be what I call the 3x3 method. So here's the split you're going to want to use. This is what I do. Monday is chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday shoulders and arms, Thursday legs, Friday rest, Saturday full body, Sunday rest, repeat. Now, when you're only hitting one muscle group per day instead of chest try, back bi, etc., it literally splits the workout in half. You're only hitting one muscle group. And so where the 3x3 comes in is you do 3 different exercises of 3 sets each. That's literally all you need. You do not need as much as people think. That this is what I do. It's worked for me. I'm not an alien, so it'll work for you too. You have the same human capabilities as I do. So for instance, if it's chest day, you're going to pick 3 different chest movements, do them 3 sets each. So you go in, let's say you start with a flat press. Bam, 3 sets of flat press. Then maybe you do flies, 3 sets of flies. Then lastly, you want to finish off with dips. Cool. 3 different chest exercises, 3 sets of each. That's only 9 sets total. If the set itself takes you 1 minute, you rest 1 minute in between, which is the minimum. Then you've got, what is that? 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Theoretically, you could do this in 18 minutes if I'm not dumb. But it'll take you a little longer. You might rest for 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, which is fine. And then moving from machine to machine exercise, it could bump it up, sure. But at the most, it's taking 30 to 40 minutes per muscle group. I just gave you the math. So you do 3 different exercises, 3 sets each. And if you split it up like this, you're not going to become Arnold Schwarzenegger. However, you can get pretty jacked by doing this. And so if your goal is to just get in shape, get shredded, get jacked, this is what I've done to do it. All right. The goal is not what I need to do. It's how can I expand what I'm doing to make it work over a long period of time. If you keep trying to look for some crazy program that's going to take you 2 hours in the gym, bro, you have other stuff going on. That's simply not ever going to work. The gains in the gym, it's a long-term, it's just like business. It's a long-term game. So if you want to play it, be ready to do something that you can do forever. If you can't do it forever, don't do it for a day. So let's say you start getting in the 3x3 method and you wonder, how is this going to get me gains? Well, this is where number 3 comes in. It's your intensity. So yes, if you go in and do 3x3 and it's super easy, you're never pushing yourself, you've got 4 reps left in the tank every set, you're not going to make any gains. This is under the assumption that you are training each set to where you can't move the weights anymore. If I'm doing bench press, this is what it looks like. I can't get the weight up anymore. Woo! See? That's exciting. That's why it just went off like that. You need to be using, number 1, going near or to failure. That's not anything crazy. And then part of intensity is going to be progressive overload. So a rule of thumb is if last week you went in and did bench press and you did 10 reps at 135, either stay at the same weight and up the reps or up the weight. Those are the 2 choices week to week. You're only hitting the muscle group effectively. You're hitting it twice because you're doing full body on Saturday. But you need to be training with intensity and overloading over time. That's not rocket science. Any fitness guy will tell you that. However, if you're a beginner and you don't really know everything, this is just a good reminder. We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. So remember to train with intensity. And if you're wondering how many reps, you say 3 sets, 3 exercises, but how many reps? Anything in the 6 to 15 rep range, even 5 to 15. The only thing that matters is that the last rep you're failing on. That's all that matters. We don't need to get into the nitty gritty of it all. Training is way more simple than people make it out to be. Okay? Now, number 4, what happens when you don't have access to a gym because you're busy? So you might be traveling. You might be in a hotel. You might be literally on an airplane all day. Well, then what? Then I got to skip the gym? No, you don't. Do you realize that your body weight is literally all you need for a workout? Again, not rocket science. Then why are we not doing it? You cannot make the excuse. We've eliminated the time excuse because you have 30 minutes in your day. And if you don't have 30 minutes in your day, do you have 15 minutes per day? Because I can give you a workout that takes 15 minutes. So time is never an excuse anymore. So what's the other excuse? Oh, I don't have access to a gym. That's fine. I can give you a 15-minute body weight workout that you can do anywhere. You want it? Here it goes. 5 sets, 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, 20 squats. It ends out to be 100 each. I do that. If I'm in an airport, cool. I usually would do it before I actually get to the airport or when I get to the hotel. But you can do that. It'll take you sometimes less than 10 minutes, bro. You still checked the box and did a workout. That's all that matters. That's all you need to compound that consistency over time. So don't tell me that you don't have access to a gym and that you don't have time. Those are irrelevant. I've just dispelled those. That doesn't exist anymore. You can work out with whatever you have. Do what you can with what you've got. If you're an entrepreneur, that's the number 1 rule of entrepreneurship. Do what you can with what you've got. It's do something every day. If you can't do that workout for whatever reason, cool, go walk. I could come up with a million things that you could possibly do wherever you are in any circumstance. The only caveats are if you're sick and not some bullshit. Even if you are sick, I can give you a modified workout that's not even going to push you that you can still go out and do. Even if you have the flu, I would tell you maybe go walk around the block, get some fresh air. Bro, you're still familiar with the gym at that point. That's all that matters. So the biggest thing is people build up the gym as this massive dragon in their head. Fear exists in the imaginary, not the specific. So once you watch this video, and I just told you that time's not an excuse and not being able to go to the gym isn't not an excuse either, what excuse do you have? I just gave you everything you need to work out. And other than that, I'm dropping a free program, atomic-lifestyle.fit. Type that into the search bar this Saturday, June 21st, putting a free program for people who do not know how to work out. It's literally going to be better than anything you could buy for $1,000. At least that's my goal. So if you like free stuff, freaking subscribe, bro. I'm trying to give away as much free value as possible so that you trust me. And eventually one day you might want to work with me. But that's all I got. If you're a busy guy, I hope this helps. Cheers.